Hey everybody, welcome. It is Wreath Wednesday. I am Dawn. This is Wreath Decor by Dawn. Come in, say hello. If you're new to my page, tell me where you're watching from, please, so we can give you a nice warm welcome. So tonight we're doing a rail from Robin's Wreathery. So here's the rail. There's the sign comes with it, or came with it. So you get I got the sign here, and then this just slides in the little slot right here and sits down in the frame. So there's probably a little bit of a glare on there. Sorry about that. All right. So anyway, again, the rail came from Robin's Wreathery. You can find the link in the description up above for her shop where you can purchase this. But this just slides into this little slot, so you could interchange it. You can change out the sign whenever you want. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Your ice on your knee from your knee replacement. Well, I'm hoping and praying for a speedy recovery for you, Cindy. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. So the rail part, it's all one piece here. I put 8 pipe cleaners on mine. We'll see how that goes. I may have done too many, or I may want to add more. I don't know. It just depends. You know, it's kind of hard to tell with these. It depends on how much mesh you have, how you cut them, and things like that. So I'm going to try it this way and see how it looks. If I want to add more later, I can always go back and put some in between. So there's that. And then there's the back of it. So it's just solid. It's going to sit up right against the door or a wall. The sign doesn't want to sit right. So there we go. All right. So that's in there. Hey, Josh. All right, so here's the rail. Again, that's Robin's Wreathery. The link is up in the description, so make sure you check out her shop. She has other designs in that too, so you want to check that out. Of course, it's fall. It's got the gnomes and the pumpkins on it. We're going to be using those. So I've got some leopard pumpkins, some orange pumpkins, and I have a little plaid one to go with all the pumpkins in there. So let me put that over here. We're going to be using a jute mesh as the base, and then I'm going to be putting this aqua or teal color on top of it, and as you can see, it goes really well with that sign. And then I have my ribbon with all the pumpkins. It's got the cheetah, the orange, and the teal pumpkin on it, and then we're going to use this aqua and black plaid in it as well. All right, so we're going to do that. So the jute mesh is cut at 20 inches. The fabric mesh is cut at 15, and I'm going to layer them. All right? All right, so let's get started. So all I did was I spaced them out like I normally would for a wreath, about 3 to 4 inches apart. So you end up not needing very many, but like I said, I used 8. I originally had 7, and then I thought it needed another one, so I added it. So I'm going to go ahead and put one of these in, and then I'll add all the ribbons in that in just a second. I want to get these started. How are y'all doing tonight? Everybody doing good, I hope? All right, so we're going to put this one in. Again, these are cut at 20 inches. I used white pipe cleaners because of the board being white, obviously. Let's open these up. And then we're going to layer our fabric mesh on top of it. And again, these are cut at 15 inches because I want to see both meshes. There's Robin now. She's the maker of the rail. I put your link up above, Robin. Just double check and make sure it's correct. Doing great from Oklahoma. Welcome. So we're just layering these on, and then I'm going to take and put my ribbons in. So I'm just using these 2 ribbons. It just makes it easier when they're all the same on a project like this. I cut my ribbons at 13 inches. And then as we put these in, they're going to all stand up next to each other. I'm doing great. All right, so that one's going to be next. Hey, Carol, how are you? Thank y'all for joining me. Don't forget to share so your friends can watch too if they'd like. We're still trying to get to 10,000. We're getting probably, I'd say 10 to 12 new followers a day. So we will get there in no time at all. And then we are going to have a nice virtual party, and some of my friends are donating some things to give away, so we'll be doing that. That'll be fun. I'm already collecting things to give away as well. Hey, Carol Ann. That was on the top. I should have gone on the bottom. Oh well, we'll do this one next. This jute mesh gets these fibers flying around. So I'm just doing a regular ruffle on these. What have y'all been up to today? Anybody working on anything fun? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like these. I had this mesh in there. It's actually a spring mesh, but we won't tell anybody. You're working on a fall rail? The best mesh to work, well, okay, Debbie, let me just say this. Other people will probably disagree, I don't know. But my opinion, since you asked, is all mesh, no matter what kind you buy, frays. Doesn't matter how you cut it, doesn't matter what you do with it, it's going to fray. Some may fray more easily than others, but they are all going to fray. So spraying them and all that stuff, in my opinion, does not work. But with that being said, the best mesh to get is the poly mesh. Of course, fabric mesh, that's going to fray a little more. I will say this, the more you handle it, the more it's going to fray. So when you cut it, make sure you have a clean, sharp blade. Some people will use one of those hot irons to cut it. I don't know what you want to call them. I can't think of the name of them offhand. Somebody else will probably think of it and throw it in the comments. But no matter what you do, the mesh is going to fray. I see people who talk about spraying it, and I just, in my experience, spraying mesh does not make it last any longer. And in some cases, if you don't get a good spray, it will yellow it. And that's not a good look for a wreath. We don't want that. But all mesh is going to fray, and it's expected. It used to bother me a lot, and it doesn't anymore. It really doesn't, because it happens. It's going to happen no matter what you do. Now, if you buy Dollar Tree mesh, of course, that's going to be really bad on fraying. You know, any value mesh that you get is going to fray really bad. The better mesh has got the foil in it. Jute mesh, this one that I have here, doesn't fray that much. So yeah, so this rail, like I said at the beginning, you can find this rail. There's a link in the in the description to get to Robin's Wreathery. That's where the rail and the sign came from. She makes these. This is the completed one is listed in my shop tonight. Obviously, there's no picture because I'm making it now. But if anyone's interested in purchasing this one completed, then just check out my shop there. Thank you, Susan, for the links and that. Susan's helping me tonight, putting in my links and that, so be sure to thank her. Whoops, I guess I got to put the fabric mesh in first, huh? See what happens when I get all distracted. I will say, as far as mesh and that goes, getting mesh from like Hobby Lobby and that, there is some mesh that is really good. You just have to pay attention to what size is on the roll, because I've noticed the other day that some of them are only 18 feet now. It may have been like that before. I just haven't bought any in a while from them. The seasonal ones is the ones I was looking at. So we're doing tonight, we are using a fabric mesh, which this is an aqua color or a teal, goes really well with the teal and the sign. The base is a natural jute. Hey Ty, I got your message, I just didn't get a chance to respond. Alright, we've got 2 more to put on. Or no, 3 more, sorry. So be sure to check out Robin's shop. You'll find those and some other rails, and she has signs. She makes signs as well. All right, one more. All right. See how distracted I get? I haven't even been putting my ribbons in. Yeah, I think I had plenty on here to cover this rail. I wish I had some tubing to match all this, but I didn't. I have blue and green, but none of them match this aqua color, so I opted not to. It's almost got like a beachy feel to it with that aqua color. Alright, I'm going to put these ribbons in and then I'll hold it up and show it to you guys. And then we will make a bow. Got some really pretty mesh, or I mean ribbon picked out for my bow. Hopefully it'll all come together. You know, I get nervous when I'm mixing and matching my patterns and my colors. I'm not Susan. I can't just pick it up and say, yep, we're going to use this. I have to overthink it a while first. And I could have gotten away with not putting the ribbons in the center because the bow's going to go there anyway, but I don't know. For me, it feels like I'm not putting something there when I don't put it there. So I feel like something's missing. Yes, we are getting so close to 10,000. Of course, you know, I mean, we're still like 1,000 something away, but to me, that's close. I never thought I would have 8,000, let alone 10,000, so. And like I said, when we do get there, we're going to have a big virtual party and give away some goodies. I have some fellow friends who are sign makers in that who are donating stuff for me to give away. And I have been purchasing things to give away. So we are going to have a big party, and you all will get the gifts when we finally reach 10,000, which is super exciting and totally unbelievable for me. All right, so that is all we are putting in there. And I should have gone ahead and cut my pipe cleaners down. Let me hold this up for you guys. All right, so we can push these down a little bit and push them over so that you can see the full sign. But there it is with the mesh and the ribbons in there. And I'll open these up so that you can actually see that pumpkin ribbon. I just don't tend to mess with it when I'm doing it because they get covered back up anyway when you mess with it. But I will separate those so you can actually see the pumpkin ribbon. Get off of there. So it'll look more like that there. Alright, so we're going to do that. So let's make a bow real quick. Alright, so we're going to use our 2 ribbons that we used in that. And then I have some orange, some cheetah or leopard, whatever you want to call it, and some black and white. Although I don't know if I'm going to use this one or if I'm going to just use this scrap piece I had left over and put a single one in the center. My email list, if you want, in the description is a link to that. That you can join my email list so you can get notified when I go live as well. And there's also a link for you to get my supply list if you're interested in that. And if you don't want to click the link and leave the live right now, just type in the word email or the word supply or both, and I will send those links to you after the live. I'm going to do about a 10-inch tail. No, I'm going to do it anyway. I was going to try and do it by hand and get my pumpkins going the right direction, but I'm just not in the mood for it right now. I hate trying to do it by hand, and y'all, it takes me long enough to use a bow maker. I'm not going to do it by hand. Alright, so I'm doing a 5.5-inch loop. Hello, hey Kathy. So make sure if you're watching and you're new to my page that you say hello and tell us where you're from, because we like to give you a nice warm welcome when you come in. We don't want anybody lurking in the background being ignored. We want you to come in and say hello and be part of the group. Hey Joy. Alright, so I am going to do 3 loops on each side. I think we're going to do a 3-2-1, or maybe a 3-2-1-1, because I have 4 ribbons. Hello from Ohio. Welcome. Welcome, Debbie and Carol. Carol is from Ohio. Everybody say hello to Debbie and Carol. Debbie and Carol, these are my friends. Say hello. Debbie is from Texas. All right, so we got 3 loops on each side of that one. And we can fix these here by twisting them. Let me get the ends cut here real quick first. Hey, Debbie. All right, so we're going to set this one to the side. This is almost out. It's the last of this one that I have. I really like these pumpkins, but I can't get any more of them. All right, so if you can't do it by hand or you don't want to do it by hand, you can take this and you can take and twist it. Learn this from watching Hardworking Mom. Twist it around, and then your pumpkins will all be going in the right direction. Oh, Carol, if you could only see what you can't see. My craft room is very small. It's a small bedroom. I have a queen-size bed in the middle of the room. And the walls are fastly closing in on me. Is that a word? Fastly? Quickly? All right, so now all of my pumpkins are going in the same direction because I did that. There's my tails. Let's do the orange. No, I'm going to do the teal. So this is the only one that's a 2.5 inch. Everything else is 1.5. I just didn't have any other ones that would work with it. So I'm going to do 2 loops with this on each side. Well, hey, Kelly, how are you? This is going to be a 5-inch loop. It has been a while, hasn't it? Well, I'm so glad you got on here tonight. All right, so these are 5-inch loops. Well, hello from Yuba City. Is it Yuba City, California? I should know that. I'm from California. Grew up there. All right, so that's 2. You know what? I should do. You know what? I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do 3. I just looked and saw I've got more ribbon here to use, so I'm going to go ahead and do 3. I should have done 4 on the bottom is what I should have done, but nobody will know but us. All right, so I'm going to do 3 on this one as well. There we go. I don't know why my iPad has to keep doing that, but it just keeps going in and out, in and out, in and out. Facebook doesn't like us. Alright, so that one's in there. And y'all, I do have ribbon and signs sets in my shop. Check them out, wreathdecorbydawn.com. I sell ribbon by the yard. I have some Christmas, I have some fall, I have fall ribbon and sign sets. So check all of those out because I do have more than just wreaths, and I have some attachments in there. I've got a couple baby bottoms and stuff like that. Alright, so now we're going to add this orange in here. Well, let's just take this piece off of here. That was taped on there. Make sure there's not another one. Gotta love it. Oh, I'm sure that pain is awful. I'm so sorry to hear that. These are 4.5 inch. Right? Yeah, 4.5. The ribbon maker, you can find this at hardworkingmom.com, hardworkingmomstore.com if you want to purchase the ribbon maker. I believe she still has some in stock. Alright, so this one we're doing 2 loops. Yeah, this will also be put on my YouTube. I put all my videos over on YouTube after I edit them. Let's put this one back over here. All right. Let's add in the leopard. I never use the same scissors to cut my plastic in that as I do my ribbon and my mesh. Southern Ohio. Well, you might be near Susan. Alright, so this one here, we're going to do I don't know, let's see, maybe 2 loops of each, I don't know. This turned out not to be a 3-2-1 after all, so these are going to be 4 inches. This is a make it up as you go kind of a bow. It's whatever Dawn feels like doing. But yeah, the bow maker is available at hardworkingmomstore.com. There's a gnat in here. I should have put my link up for her store so that y'all could click on that too. That's what I should have done. You make it look so... Oh, no, honey, I don't make it look easy. Not to me, anyway. I appreciate that, though. I do appreciate that. Get all these tails over here. All right. Now I have to decide which one I want to use. So let me see which one looks better with the sign. Ooh. I actually like this one. Oh, you're not late, honey. Alright, so this one here, we're just going to do 1 loop. Hopefully this bow will look good. If not, it will be coming apart tomorrow. There we go. That's the nice thing about doing this. If you don't like it, take it apart and redo it. That's all you got to do. Susan and I tend to do that an awful lot. She just got more of the ribbon, ribbons things. The sign. What are these things called? Bow makers. Thank you. I don't know why I can't speak English tonight, you guys. All right, now this is done. I'm going to grab my zip tie, and we're going to wrap this up real quick here. We're going to put this zip tie on here. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a tighten, just enough to hold it so it doesn't come apart when I take it off. Where did I do my pipe cleaners here? Let me grab another one because I seem to have misplaced it. Alright, when I pull this off, I want to grab one side, hold it like this, move that bow maker out of the way. We're going to take where there's that divot right here where those posts were, and that's where we want to put our zip tie. Move it over gently. Try not to knock your loops in that out of whack. And then pull that locking part around to the back. There we go. Tighten it up a little bit more. Make sure everything stays where it's supposed to. So I'm not tightening it too much so that I can't get my pipe cleaner in, but I want it to make sure it holds all of my stuff. So I'm going to use that thing there. I know, I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I can't speak English. Alright, and now we're going to fluff our bow. So you just want to put your ribbons where you want them to set. They don't have to be perfect right now because you're going to be messing with the bow anyway again. But you want to make sure nothing's twisted, nothing's folded, that all your loops are about the same size. And then once you do that, see this one here is twisted. Just want to get it going in the right direction. Oh, you did? Thank you, Susan. I didn't know if you had that one or not. All right. So if you want to join my email list, make sure you type in the word email. I'll send the link to you. There we go. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. All right. Or if you want my supply list, type in the word supplies. I will give you that list. Now that supply list has all the tools that I use in my shop, on my lives. Alright, I tightened that up. And now we're going to cut off this zip tie excess. Don't need that anymore. Let's give this a twist. I also have some leaves here I think we're going to add in. There we go. And I don't spam you with my email. All I do is send you out whenever I go live, which is on Wednesdays and Fridays. Although the last couple of Fridays I have not because hubby's just gotten home and I've been spending time with him instead. So I have not done my Friday live, but that's usually on YouTube. I don't know how I'm liking this. It would look better in my head than in here, but that always happens, so what's new, right? Everything always looks better up here than it does. Alright, let me get rid of these pipe cleaners real quick. Alright, so all I'm going to do is give them a couple more twists and then we're going to cut them off. Fold them over and get them out of the way. Don't want anybody getting poked by them, so we want to make sure they're folded over. Thank you, Rita. It took me a long time before I would even make a bow on a live. I still don't like doing it because I feel like it takes me forever, and I feel like y'all would rather be watching something else. So I used to make them all beforehand, but now I seem to. It's funny because now I go on later than what I used to. And I feel like I run out of time. Oh, I am so happy he is home, and so is he. Yes. But now I still feel like I run out of time before my live, and I can't get everything done. And I have an extra hour to get it all done, so go figure. I really wanted to enter that bow contest, but you had to come up with an original, so I don't know what bows are out there already, so I've gotten better at making them a little bit quicker, but there are times when it does take me a while. And when I'm watching my live back and editing it, I'm like, could you speed it up just a little? But that's me, you know, we're our own worst critics, so. Alright, I think that's the last one. Fold that down. Let's put our bow on here. Alright, so now if you have trouble putting your bows or attachments or anything like that on your wreaths, I may have made this a little too short. Might have to add to it. I sell these needles in my shop. They're weaving needles. You get a bag of 3 of them, and it's a resealable bag, so you can store them in it. You get 3 of them. They are random colors. They are $5.50 for the bag, the 3. That's including your shipping, so you don't pay shipping extra or anything like that. And they really help you get your pipe cleaners in that through your mesh. If you have trouble with them like sticking to your mesh, or all right, let me see where I'm going to go with this. I need to go right here. I can do it better without looking. Yeah, I got enough pipe cleaner on there. All right, let me find the other pipe cleaner really quick and pull that one down here so I can see it. All right, so there's one pipe cleaner through. Let me put the other one on here. So if you have trouble with your signs or your bows or any of your attachments, getting them on there, or you struggle, these are perfect for that. They help you out quite a bit. They are also good for teaching kids how to sew. If you crochet or knit, they're good for sewing off your ends. And my bow is absolutely crooked. My tails are going that direction. They need to be going this direction. So this whole bow needs to be twisted around here. There we go. See what I mean about fixing your loops? It doesn't make a difference if you do it now or later, because, I mean, earlier when you made the bow, because you're going to mess it up anyway. At least I do. Yes. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean for that to happen. I just knocked the sign out of it. Yeah, if you do grapevines, they're really good for that, especially if they're tightly woven grapevines. So you can bend that plastic needle and get it in there. I also have the longer ones coming. They're still not here yet. It takes forever to get them. These are the longer ones. And I will have some of those soon too. So we'll be able to get the longer ones or the regular size ones. All right, so I'm just going to push this underneath for right now. Let me put that sign back in there. Didn't mean to knock it out. There we go. It just slides right in. So you can add a different sign if you wanted to. If you had a different, maybe you could take the bow off. If you had a Christmas sign that had these colors in it, or any other part of the season that you had these colors in it, you could put a beach sign in here, take that bow off, put a different bow on, or purchase a different bow from me. Either one. That would be perfect. So you can change them out. Sorry, I'm trying to get all my loops back where they belong. So yeah, so check out my shop for the needles. You can get those there. And the sign and the rail you can get at Robin's Wreathery. Her page is listed in the description above. There's a link there for you guys, and I'm sure that she'll put a link in the comments for you as well, because she is on here. Oh wow, that's awesome. That is great. Oh, that's a good idea, using the felt pads on the back. Yeah. Alright, so there's our bow. This one is a little long. I need to see if I can pull this. Alright, that's better. One of my loops was a little longer than it needed to be. Alright, so there's that. Let me find my rope here. Robin, does the sign come with the rail, or do you purchase that separate? I didn't look to see, I'm sorry. Do you get to choose a sign? Now, why is that not right? I should have done this before, is what I should have done. Try it again. The signs are separate. Okay, so the rail and the sign come separate, guys. But she's got beautiful signs and different rails that you can choose from. But let me just, I wanted to hold it up for you so you could see it. Make sure the sign is in there correctly. Alright, so there's that. Isn't that cute? I want to put in a couple of these. We've got our black and white one. Let me grab a couple of this one. There's two different sizes on here, so I want to get one of each of those. One there and that one there. All right, let me hold this up for myself so I can see where I want to put it. All right, so I'm going to put this one, I think, over here. So I saved these little stems from my florals and that so that I can use them. And these little pumpkins are foam, so you can stick them right in it. Let's see, we're going to go right there. So what I'm going to do, let me use my ice pick just in case. Drink to that. Alright, so I just put the ice pick in to make sure that the hole was going to be okay. It's where they put the fabric in anyway. So it should have the hole already there, but I wanted to make sure. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it down in there. Make sure it grabs in. There it goes. And this has got like little teeth on the side of it at the very top. So it's going to grab a hold of that foam. Hey Laura, oh honey, you're not late, you're fine. So I don't need the stem that long, but I'm going to cut it off about, just enough there. And then I'm going to put a little loop on the end. I may have cut it too short. Nope. And then that is going to hook onto the mesh and into where the tie is, and hold on to that. So let me get some glue on here. I want to make sure I don't get it on my sign in that. There we go. Put that one in there. So there's that one. I don't know if you can see that right there or not. Hey Darlene, how are you? Alright, so I'm going to take one of the small pumpkins, foam ones here, and the big leopard one, and put them together. And you could actually, these are wired, paper covered wire stems, and you can actually twist them around each other. There we go. So now they're together. There we go. I want to bring them forward a little bit. And then what I'm going to do, maybe let me twist them one more time. There we go. Because I don't need them to be this long. Cut that off at the end. I'm going to hit that with some glue. And then we're going to put that right in here where this tie is. Oops. Put it behind it, preferably. There we go. That one. And then, like I said, I will separate all these ribbons so that you can actually see that pumpkin ribbon underneath there. Don't want to cover that up. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Twist them around each other. Cut off the excess, and I want to lean these forward so that you can see them coming up away from the wreath. I think that'll work. And if I need another one on the other side, I can always do that one too. Yeah, I'm glad I did those ribbons at 13 inches instead of 12, because even at 13 I feel like they're too short, but that's just me. Alright. Hopefully you can see those. I was waiting for the feed to catch up. So I might add another one over here somewhere, maybe to the outside, right here. And then I could put another black one down at the bottom there. So that is it, guys. Whoops, I did it again. Try not to tip it over too many times. Alright, guys, so there is the finished rail, and I will take a picture of this and hang it up tomorrow and post that for you. I will check the pumpkins again and make sure. I think I'm going to put some more orange down here and then a black one down here. So whatever I did over here, I'll do the opposite over here, but I'm going to reverse it and put the little pumpkins at the bottom and the big one at the top. Big one down there, little ones at the top. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I got to hang it up and look at it first and make sure. And then, of course, I forgot the leaves. I was going to put the leaves in it. So I'll have to check and see where I want those to go, because I don't want to use these really dark ones. I want to use these light ones. Lighter ones, I should say. And put some of these in. Maybe put them in my bow. Because there's leaves in the sign. If you look at the sign, the little gnomes, there's leaves above them on all around them. So I'll throw in some leaves to go with that as well. So I'll have to look at that and see where I want to put those. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna put some leaves there, put some around the top. Thank you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Thank you, Susan, for helping out. I really do appreciate it. I know it's been a really long day for you, honey. And thank you, Robin, for the rail and the sign. I do appreciate that. You have locust eyeballing you? Oh, girl. Run. Run for the hills. Y'all have a wonderful night, what's left of it. Enjoy the rest of your week. Do something fun. Have a great weekend. Be kind to one another, and I will see you all on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern on my YouTube channel. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.